super fun, energetic. We built that show.
Oh.
There goes the power. Ah, that's great.
Hey everyone, welcome to Dialogue. Today I'm here with Justin Imamura, who is someone that can only be described as, well, many words, but in one word in particular, which is energetic. You accomplished...
Just kidding.
Oh, yeah. You accomplished an incredible amount, and I don't know where you get all your energy from, but just start listing off what you're currently a part of. Street Drum Corps.
Yeah.
Shout out for that. You're performing on Shoreline with...
the Warped Tour. Can't wait. 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
It's going to be super fun. I love playing on the Warped Tour. Our first Warped Tour that I played on with the Street Drum Corps was 2008. And that was a fun tour. So yeah, we get to do it again this year at Shoreline Amphitheater. In fact, I think it's the only West Coast date.
Additionally, with Street Drum Corps, you were just on America's Got Talent with them.
Yeah, we did America's Got Talent, and yeah, super fun. We made it all the way to the judges' cuts, and super surreal experience because I've never, obviously, done a show like that before, a game show, let alone America's Got Talent on that platform, and it was the best way I could describe it was interesting. Yeah. It was super interesting because, the first audition that we did, they didn't even show it on live TV.
Right.
And then fast forward to a couple episodes later, all of a sudden we're on the judges' cuts. So we filmed this great routine, and it's crazy because I thought that was probably better than our judges' cuts performance. We did a whole bit, which you won't even see unless you talk to one of us, but we did a whole bit because Howie Mandel obviously is not into, he's a germaphobe, but we did a bit where we handed him like this super rusty, we gave him a super rusty, I think it was like a tailpipe or something like that. But before I gave it to him, I busted out of my pocket hand sanitizer and did a whole bit in the little, you only get 2 minutes. I did a whole comedy, like non-talking comedy bit where I busted out the hand sandy and it was like, oh no, don't do it, don't touch this rusty tailpipe. And then he opened up his hands, I put the hand sanitizer on it, and then he grabbed the tailpipe and started whacking, getting crazy away. And really, I think that's what separated us from a lot of the other groups. One, playing drums on recycled objects, and we're crazy and we're thrashing and we're beating the crud out of these things. But two, we have the comedy appeal, and we kind of just broke that I don't know, fourth barrier with the judges. And so we went to the next level, and then we filmed the judges' cuts at Universal Studios backlot, and that was like a week long. It's crazy. If you ever talk with somebody that's done it before, you're literally there for like a week, and then you only film 2 minutes of your actual performance. And then that's pretty much it. But you're there the entire time, just like literally doing this, just like hanging out, watching around, watching the time go by. And for me, who's like crazy, I'm always got to be moving and doing something. It's extremely hard for me to do. So unfortunately, if you watch the show, we didn't make it past the judges' cuts. But I'm kind of glad we didn't, because it would have been a lot more filming. A lot more filming. And with the schedule that I have, I'm not even sure if I would be able to even like make it out.
Right.
So. Yeah.
That I actually hear that from people who have been asked, why don't you do America's Got Talent? You're great. And then I was like, well, what time do I have?
Yeah, exactly. You're like, those groups that are performing a lot, like the Street Drum Corps, we're doing so much this year. It's just wild. I mean, we're involved in the county fair industry. We're involved with the special event industry in regards to corporate events and bookings. And then, a big one is theme parks. So theme parks is a massive part of of the Street Drum Corps family of drummers and performance. So it's super fun, and that's what I do besides a bunch of other just random things that I got going on.
Which we're still talking about, but regarding theme parks, you kind of are one of the head producers of one of their productions of Blood Drum.
Yeah, Blood Drums, super fun show. Yeah, we started it out. We started doing Blood Drums. Goodness, I think it was many years ago. I can't even remember what year it was. But actually the first show that we've ever did at the theme park was Great America, and it was primeval percussion. And basically it were zombies dressed like zombies, drumming on recycled instruments. And then we expanded it and add a fire performer and variety artists into it. And so it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. The coolest thing about the Street Drum Corps Blood Drum Show is all original music. So all the music that we do, it's all recorded. We produce it all, we write it all, and it just goes out there.
Yeah, good stuff. This is totally stuff. Also as a fellow amusement park performer, you know all about it.
You know all about it.
Let's talk about bands.
Yeah.
Officially, how many bands are you in?
Yeah, officially, let's see here. Well, okay, so we're playing Street Drum Corps. I play at Echo Church in San Jose. And then I also play in a group in Santa Cruz called Stormy Strong, and he does shows every once in a while. And that group is really interesting because it's all nautical themed. It's like indie alternative rock, that kind of stuff. And then definitely I play in a group called Pounders, which is a group that we formed when actually myself, Chris Pounders, him and I both went to high school together, and Alonzo Hernandez, we all connected at Great America in the School of Rock show.
Shout out on that show.
Yeah!
My wife's in that show.
Yeah, that's right! You totally was! Rocking on the keyboards!
Yeah!
Getting crazy! That was so funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That show was really fun. We had such a good time.
Pounders-wise, you guys have a new album just came out.
Yeah, Through the Fire, and basically that album took just about 2-3 years. In fact, it's funny thinking about it because when we started first writing the album, my son was just born, Cody, and he's 5 now. So it's been more than a couple of years that we were writing that album, but we really wanted to make the album. We really wanted to make a journey through our musical, just careers and love for music. So if you listen to the album, it's actually pretty complex in regards to musicianship that's in there, because we wanted to challenge ourselves. So that's probably one of the funnest drumming albums that I've ever played on. In regards to Pounders, the album prior to that, Hard, Dirty, and Fast, is more just punk rock, straight, just fast, fun elements. And then the one before that, Chasing the Sun, is a little more airy, spacey, but still has that rock, punk rock influence. But I really like Through the Fire because every song on that one's super fun to play, and it's just we've been through the fire, and so that's why we named the album that. Is because all of us have been through some sort of positive or negative in our lives. So we're like, yo, we're back. We came out of the fire and we're ready to do this. And it's a super fun album.
Good stuff. So you have a very rich history in performing and being part of bands and all that. Did you always set out to be
performer?
Yeah.
Yeah, funny story. I mean, when I was in high school, I was a super outgoing person in high school, really friends with everybody. I was friends with the punk rockers. I was friends with the cholos. I was friends with those that don't even speak English. I just kind of would just talk with everybody. And so at lunchtime, I would just bounce around the different groups and hang out and talk with them. And also, I was a band there too. So I spent a lot of time inside the band room just playing music and jamming and driving my band teacher nuts. I started my first band in middle school in 6th grade, and that band was called Authorized Personnel. And it was really funny because we made our own tape back then. And so we did a ton of shows here in the Bay Area. And then once we went to high school, we created a new band name called Dr. Fleshbone, and super funny. And it's funny hearing the word Fleshbone on the school PA, because teachers didn't understand what a fleshbone is, so it was really funny hearing that. But we would play in the quad and have a lot of fun doing that, and yeah, man, just rocked out. And then after. Pretty much after high school, we kind of disbanded a little bit, lost connection, and then I saw an audition for Great America for like a drumming position, and so I auditioned to be the drummer, and it's funny, like I went in for the audition as a musician, but came out as a host of a Nickelodeon show. So the casting director at the time saw something in me that I did not see in myself, and it was just a super huge blessing because I didn't know I never did any acting. And so, went into there thinking I was going to play the drums at Great America all summer long. Came out of it being like, oh no, dude, you're going to host the Nicktoons Summer Jam. And so I did that. And then just found, I didn't realize, God blessed me with the gift to just talk to people and to, talk to a huge, massive audience. So that was way out of my comfort zone. I don't do anything like that back then. But obviously now I'm definitely doing a lot.
You mentioned you were thrown into that, and through that you made some valuable connections. One of which may be the most important person in your life. Do you want to talk about?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I met my wife at Great America. We both were working together. I was doing the Slime Time. I was doing Slime Time live at Great America, hosting that show. And my wife Summer was doing Pop Fusion. And I never really wanted to date anybody at work because, God forbid, if something bad happens, I'm going to have to see their face every day. And so I didn't want to, have any interaction. But our really good friends, still to this day, Desi and Joven, they were trying to hook us up together. Well, finally it worked. And we went out on a date, and it's been a huge blessing ever since. I mean, I would never suspect to meet, my wife at work, let alone at a theme park. And it's just been a super awesome. Our journey is just super amazing, and we're super blessed to be able to find each other and just support each other, because she's a performer too, and dances with tons of different things. So it's just awesome.
Are you allowed to say that she's an Oakland?
Yeah, she dances for the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
So of course.
And also the SaberCats. And
yeah, she started out doing, actually, back in the day, she did. She auditioned for the the Warriors. She auditioned for the Warriors, and she got it. But instead of accepting the position, she decided to go to school down in Southern California at the Edge. She got accepted to their scholarship program, which the Edge scholarship program is this really amazing dance school. And so she got to learn from the great dancers and choreographers down in Los Angeles, and take master classes with them, like 8+ hours a day, plus learning how to sing, learning how to act, and she got to do that for a year. And then also, when both her and I moved back up to the Bay Area, she danced with the San Jose SaberCats for a couple seasons. Then she auditioned with the Oakland Raiders and got it. And then we had our other baby, Jet, and then she's like, you know what, I think I'm going to go back again. I'm going to try it. I'm like, yeah, do it if you're rocking it. So yeah, she is the oldest. She's the only one that's married, and she's the only cheerleader with kids on that team. It's really inspirational just for women to look up to, because she is able to kind of just show kids and girls, hey, you can do this. I did this. I'm a mom. I work full time, and I have a master's degree. I was going to school while I was dancing. And you could do all that. If she could do all that, you could do all that.
Yes. Yeah. I would say you two are one of the most inspiring couples.
Thank you, man.
Around that, at least I personally know. And it takes a lot. You mentioned God a few times.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know he's a big part of your life. I just want to highlight something about you that is very inspiring to me.
Yeah.
Is that you always take a moment to have a moment with God, and you take that with you on the road when you perform.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you were in Echo Church's band. You perform with them like every Sunday, and you give 1,000% all their performances.
Yep, definitely.
So what led you to be that way, and is
Yeah.
there a story behind that? Or?
Yeah, totally. Right after high school, like early college, a lot of my friends that I was friends with in high school, they all kind of just went and did their own way, like a lot of people do. They go to college, they start working or whatever, and I really didn't find my identity, I guess, because I thought, I was that guy that played the drums. But then when my band disbanded or whatever, I was just kind of just like floating along, just not knowing what to do with life, not knowing what I'm supposed to do. It's that weird transition after high school, going to college, And I never really wanted to go to college, so I just had no idea what I was going to do. My mom started going to a church. I was born and raised not in a church family. I never been to a Christian church. Honestly, I didn't even know who Jesus was at the time. When my mom started going to this church, because her friends started going to one over here in San Jose called Bethel Church, she told me about this college program that they got loud music. It's really fun. There's some really cool people. They give you free pizza. I was like, I ain't doing anything on a Sunday night, so I'm just gonna check it out. So I went and checked it out and was just blown away. The music was incredible. The singing was awesome. The people there were one of the most friendliest people I've ever met. I was like, what is this? What's making, like, what are they drinking that makes them so happy? And so I started attending the services, learning more and more about Christianity, learning more and more about God, learning more and more about what this relationship meant between you and Christ. And I literally felt a void in my heart was being filled by the Holy Spirit. And so I was just taken back. And so from that day forward, of me accepting Christ right there on the altar, which is a crazy story too, Pastor Stefani was doing an altar call and said, hey, is everybody here, accept Christ? Come on up, we're going to pray for you. So I was like, dude, I'm ready, let's do it. So I went up there and I said, yeah, I want to devote my life to Christ. I want to live my life for Him. And so he laid hands on me, prayed for me, and as he was praying for me, literally both my nostrils started bleeding all over the altar, all over my clothes, and I was like sitting there, and I didn't think I was like, it was like I was bleeding at the time, until like after saying amen, and I woke up, I just was like, whoa, what happened? And I really feel personally that it was like literally the blood of Christ, like cleansing my body and my soul and just everything else. Because I mean, there's nothing else can explain what happened to me. So I felt like I was super, it was a crazy moment, and you can't make that stuff up. And so from that day forward, it really was a huge spiritual life change for me. And that I wasn't living for myself. I was living for Him. I was living for people. And I found a newfound love and respect for all people. And so, that's the way that I want to live my life is to love all people, no matter what or where you come from. Whether you're a drug addict or a murderer or you're an accountant. It doesn't matter. I'm here to love all people, and that's really what the foundation of Christianity, the foundation of really what we do, what we're supposed to do as Christians, as followers of God, is do that rather than condemn people. That's God's job, to do the judging. We don't do that, and so that's pretty much how I want to live my life and that.
And so I'm assuming in that development of the relationship with Christ, there's somewhere somewhere you gain some inspiration to start your new organization. Trash
Punx, totally, man. So I started the Trash Punx in 2017, early 2017, and what I found was driving to and from work every day, I saw trash everywhere. I'm born and raised here in San Jose, and I never have ever seen San Jose this dirty in all of my years of living here. And I was like, what is going on? And so I found myself complaining each day, driving to work, driving to downtown, just seeing trash on the side of the freeways and the diamonds everywhere. And so then I felt a small voice in my head saying, Justin, you got to do something about it. Stop complaining. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do something about it. So first thing I did was I was like, okay, well, maybe I can pick up some trash on the weekends or something like that. But then I started, really thinking about it. I was like, well, what about creating something where it'll bring the community together? It'll be really fun, and it's going to attract kids to come out here and to want to do it. And we make it in such a way where people are going to feel like really, really comfortable after rolling out. After rolling out of bed on a Saturday morning, all they got to do is show up with their pajamas on, because I'm going to provide them everything. I'm even going to take care of their breakfast for them and their coffee, so they don't have to worry about that. So there's literally no boundaries or barriers to bring a person that wants to volunteer. So I wanted to do that. I wanted to create that, because at the time there was nothing else out there that that had that. There's other organizations that clean up trash on a weekend basis, but there wasn't anything out there that really attracted me as a young person to go and want to volunteer, and so I wanted to create a whole thing. So that's where the Trash Punx came out, and really it came out with I started a men's group a couple of years ago, where it's just a bunch of dudes from some that go to church, some that don't go to church, and we meet every week on a Wednesday. And in the men's group, you know, whenever we say something like, you know, pray for me or do this, or you know, I'm thinking about doing this, please hold me accountable. I basically told them that. It's like, yo guys, I want to start this organization. I know I'm saying it now, but maybe a month from now I might not actually do it, so I need you to help me, keep me accountable. And so they did. And I don't want to let my men's group down. And so I said, guys, I'm going to do this. And so really, it came all together with really in a couple months. So I have a lot of cool just connections with people. I had my buddy of mine from high school create a lot of the logo and the artwork. I learned how to build a website on my own, and so I did that myself. I brought in some of my photographer friends like Adam to come and take some photos for the events, and just kind of created a movement. So our first event was literally right after the big San Jose flood that happened here a couple of years ago.
Coyote Creek.
Yeah, Coyote Creek, exactly. So what we did with that one is we actually went to the location where a lot of the families and kids and adults that were affected with the flood, they were living in I think it was Yuba Buena High School with the Red Cross, so they were there. And what I wanted to do, because everybody was already cleaning up the creeks and doing all that stuff, but what I wanted to do was I wanted to have, when the families go out to grab Starbucks or grab a bite to eat or grab a donut, I wanted them to leave outside of the high school seeing that it was clean. Because at the time when I was there, it was nasty. There was trash everywhere. This was over kind of Berryessa area of San Jose, over in that part of San Jose. So when the families would leave to grab something to eat, I would want to make sure they got red carpet treatment, that everything was clean so they walked all the way. They've already dealt with losing their house and seeing just floodwaters come up and their stuff just washed away. I wanted to make sure that the area that they were living at the time, at the school, was clean as well. So I formed, the Trash Punx. That was our first event. We had about 8 people coming out there, super small, but really fun, and we gathered tons and tons of trash. And literally from that moment on, I was like, oh, we need to do this. Like, I'm hooked now. And after that event, it just kept like a snowball effect. It's just, events keep getting bigger and bigger, and it's just such a huge blessing. And really at the core of the Trash Punx, it's really spreading the love of God to the community, and through acts of philanthropy, acts of giving back to the community, exactly what God would do if he was living to this day. He would want to go out there and serve the community, serve the poor, serve the needy. And so that's what I want us to do as well, is we want to serve them, and we do it in a way to clean up the trash. We want to take care of Mother Nature, the earth, everything that God's created. We want to take care of it. And so that's really the basis of the core value of the Trash Punx is that. That's exactly what it is. It's not, drinking coffee and hanging out. Like that's we do that. But the core value of it is really uniting people together and doing things for God, and doing things with that, and bringing community together. Because that's really what it's all about.
You mentioned keep snowballing getting bigger. One of your regular attendees.
Yeah.
Sam Ricardo, mayor of San Jose.
Yeah, that dude's rad.
How did he find out about you?
Yeah, so, whenever I start a Trash Punx event, I use social media a lot to my advantage, and so I tag people in my posts, Twitter, Instagram, and I let them know, yo, I'm going to be in your district, come on out, support, we're going to be cleaning up this area right here. Most of the people don't even live in this district of San Jose, but they're going to come out here because they care about the environment, they care about a clean San Jose. And so, so I would tag people, and then I would email the council members too, and call them on the phone, like, hey, Mr. Jones, Chappie Jones, who's this district that we're in right now in San Jose, or Sergio Jimenez, that guy's awesome too. But I would call their offices, talk with their staff, and be like, hey, I run this organization. We're gonna be we're gonna do clean up trash on this date in this area. I would love your support. And they always respond back, what can we do to help you? Oh, well, that'd be great. I'd love to have you guys. Can you guys provide coffee? Can you provide breakfast for the volunteers? Yeah, of course, we'll do that. So that's how I kind of made the connection. So we started, working with the council members that way. And then the mayor found out about us because I tag him in everything that we do because I feel like, he should know what's going on with his city. Yeah. If I was the mayor of San Jose, I would want to know of some cool groups that are going to be doing some beautifying projects in the city that I am being the mayor of. And so I would always tag him and email his team all about it. And he's been a super huge, awesome supporter of the Trash Punx. And, he is such a great just dude by himself, because that is probably the only guy, like if we're thinking about the political realm of things, he is one of the only politicians that really gets dirty and deep into the trash. He's there, he's dirty, he's getting nasty and everything like that, and I totally respect that, because I know how busy the man is, and how many other tasks he's getting pulled in every direction that he has to do.
Like 6 handlers.
Yeah, exactly. And to be in charge of San Jose, like the capital of Silicon Valley, when you have so much going on, you have millions and millions of people here asking you and telling you what to do. To him to spend 30 minutes, an hour with us, it's just a huge honor and blessing to have that.
Yeah, he also honored you recently in the dais.
Yes, yeah, totally. The city council, they love what we do, and it's without the volunteers, we're absolutely nothing. But without God within our organization and His blessing, we're absolutely nothing. And that's really what the core of Trash Punx is.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, last question then, because we've covered a lot of ground.
There's a lot.
I guess last question. Are you happy with what you've accomplished so far? Or you have more dreams that you want to accomplish before you're done on this earth?
Yeah, I mean, if right now I'm super stoked. I mean, every event that I get to go to, that I get to set up for, is awesome. Like, I get so stoked just on seeing people coming out here. When I see a mom bringing her son to an event, that just makes me feel so awesome inside, and it's just so great to see that. And no, my job and my dreams are way beyond I think what a human can do. You know what I mean? So I dreams and aspirations. Yeah, I dream of a place here in the Bay Area in that there's not one piece of trash on the ground. I dream of a day where people are connected, they're smiling at each other, they're loving each other. I dream of a day where there's no more homelessness. I dream of a day where there's no more hunger, where there's peace across the entire world. So yeah, my dreams and aspirations are far beyond what a human capacity can have, and they're God-sized dreams. And so those are what I aspire to, and my job will never be done here at all. You'll never see me be like, all right, that's it, I'm gonna sit on my rocking chair, I did it, I accomplished what I needed to do. No, I will never be retired. I'm always going to be doing something. I'm always going to be hustling and moving and working and shaking and talking with people. And because I feel like that's my purpose here on earth, for the amount of time that I am here, is to inspire, innovate and lead others and bring people up. I want to be a hero maker, I want to make people to be able to do things like this and be inspired to do other great things, whatever your dreams may be, whether it's in philanthropy, conservation, or maybe it's just, hey, I want to open up a coffee shop. If that's your dream, do it, I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, amen, brother. Thank you so much for
You got it, brother. Of course. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We find Trash Punx information on the website.
Yeah, so you can find Trash Punx information at thetrashpunx.org.
Okay, everyone. If you want more information, trashpunx.org, and catch them on a Saturday morning, and you'll have free coffee and breakfast for you.
Yeah! It's really delicious.
Yeah. Thanks for watching Dialogue. Catch you guys in the next one.